The 360 camera space in 2026 has evolved into a highly aggressive and fast-moving segment where innovation is no longer incremental but reactive. Every major brand is now responding directly to the other's strengths, creating a cycle of rapid technological escalation. DJI has entered the category with a focus on large sensors and cinematic imaging performance. GoPro has re-established its presence with the Max 2 after a long absence from meaningful updates. Meanwhile, Insta360, the category leader for years, is now preparing what appears to be its next strategic release, the Insta360 X6. Unlike traditional launches that are preceded by marketing campaigns or controlled leaks, the first concrete sign of the X6 came from regulatory certification databases in late March 2026. The listing appeared without any promotional framing, showing only the model name Insta360 X6. For those familiar with product development cycles, this type of appearance is rarely accidental. It typically indicates that a device has completed core engineering validation and is moving through final compliance stages ahead of global release. By June 2026, additional filings have confirmed that the device has cleared certification in multiple key regions, including China, the United States, and the United Arab Emirates. The approvals arrived within a tight time frame, suggesting a coordinated global rollout strategy rather than staggered regional testing. The model is identified under the code CSABXA with registration number ER57644626, and its status remains active across all listings. While certification data does not disclose specifications, it strongly confirms that the product is real, finalized at the hardware level, and nearing market introduction. At the same time, market behavior around the current generation adds further weight to the launch timeline. The Insta360 X5 has begun receiving consistent price reductions across major retail platforms, with discounts of roughly $100 appearing in multiple regions. Large retailers have mirrored these changes almost instantly, suggesting a coordinated pricing adjustment rather than isolated promotions. Historically, Insta360 has followed this exact pattern before previous launches, where predecessor models were discounted shortly before new announcements. This repeating cycle strongly implies that the X6 is approaching its official reveal window, likely within a summer 2026 timeframe. To understand the significance of the X6, it is necessary to examine the limitations of the X5, which now define the baseline expectations for improvement. The X5 introduced dual 1.28-inch sensors along with Insta360's triple AI chip system, combining a 5nm AI processor with dual imaging processors. This architecture significantly improved computational low-light performance, particularly through its pure video mode, which relies on advanced multi-frame noise reduction and AI-driven reconstruction. However, despite these improvements, the X5 still operates within structural constraints that limit its professional potential. One of the most important limitations is its reliance on upscaling to achieve 8K output. While the system produces detailed results, it does not capture fully native 8K resolution directly from the sensor, which introduces subtle compromises in fine detail accuracy. In addition, the camera does not support internal 10-bit recording, restricting color depth and reducing flexibility in advanced grading workflows. For casual users, these limitations may not be immediately noticeable. However, for professional creators working in color-critical environments, these constraints define the upper boundary of the system. The inability to push color grading aggressively or recover extreme highlight and shadow detail limits its use in high-end production pipelines. Thermal performance further highlights the X5's constraints. Under extended recording conditions, especially in warm outdoor environments. The camera typically approaches thermal limits after sustained 8K capture sessions. Real-world testing suggests continuous recording endurance of roughly 70 to 80 minutes before thermal management systems begin to reduce performance. In hotter climates, this duration decreases further, creating a practical limitation for long-form creators, event videographers, and travel filmmakers. These combined limitations form the foundation for expectations surrounding the Insta360 X6. Based on consistent industry reports and regulatory signals, the X6 appears to be designed specifically to address these weaknesses. One of the most significant rumored changes is the adoption of a dual 1-inch sensor system. This would represent a major leap in light gathering capability, dynamic range, and overall image quality, positioning the camera closer to professional cinema-grade imaging standards. However, integrating 1-inch sensors into a compact dual-lens 360 camera presents significant engineering challenges. Larger sensors require more physical space, generate more heat, and demand more advanced optical and processing design. As a result, the internal architecture must be re-engineered, including lens projection systems, heat dissipation pathways, and circuit layout optimization. This aligns with rumors of a redesigned body, potentially constructed with magnesium alloy to improve both durability and thermal efficiency. On the video side, the X6 is widely expected to introduce 8K recording at 60 frames per second in full 360 mode. This upgrade is not just about higher frame rates but about improving the usability of reframed footage. In 360 workflows, motion consistency is critical. At lower frame rates, fast-moving subjects often appear slightly uneven when reframed into traditional video formats. Increasing capture to 60 fps significantly reduces this issue, producing smoother and more natural motion that blends more effectively with standard action camera footage. Additional rumored capabilities include 5.7K recording at up to 120 fps in single lens mode, enabling high-quality slow-motion capture while maintaining strong resolution. This feature would expand creative flexibility by allowing users to mix immersive 360 capture with cinematic reframed segments in a single workflow. In conclusion, the Insta360 X6 is emerging as a pivotal release in the evolution of 360 imaging. With regulatory certifications already completed, consistent price reductions on its predecessor, and a rumored specification set designed to directly address known limitations, all indicators point toward an imminent launch. While final performance remains to be seen, the direction of development is clear. This is not a routine upgrade, but a calculated response to an increasingly competitive and rapidly advancing market.